when you are a 5D mystic enlightenment functional adult, which equates an inner adult. So those first years of life, your implicit memory, you have that in your hand. Your inner child, your 0-1-year-old, so you're attached, panicky. You're 3 to 7, shame, submissive. You're freeze of all ages, flight 11, 12, and fight 14, 15, 16. So you have them all here, and you actually live equanimity. And Sadhguru was talking about that one. So yeah, conscious action does not create karma, creates dharma. It's reaction that creates karma. And also, though, we do have the path of karma for one of the types of yoga, and that's a whole other story. But equanimity, which is the land of the truth for those who are inner adults. So they can be a 5D mystic or 5D functional adult. Why 5D? Because that's oneness consciousness. That will equate that they are compassionate and they use their left and right mode. That's why they can be compassionate, because they know their soothe system, their ventral vagal system, which is our mammalian heritage. And they know I learned organically how to get here, but that's because I was held with equanimity. And I was also allowed to be a child. So I was not suppressed in any of my emotions, except for I wasn't suppressed in it, but one emotion, I got pushed in the opposite direction in an effort to ensure that I would be able to face the beautiful world that we live in. And so fear and high sensitivity was the one thing that I got to get consistently pushed back with, if you will, in a good way. But eventually it came out and I got to process that. And actually now I have a good relationship with fear, which is a good thing. So when I uncovered my aha moment, it was in fact thanks to me doing, it was a demo that I was working through in my Awakened Embodied Certificate course, and to not use any of our time there, lo and behold, I immediately had aha moment after aha moment in this demo where we were exploring my dream, one of my dreams, and it was one of the most regular ones as a mystic, a 5D one at that, my lovely oversoul, twin flame, flames, soulmates. It's amazing to have the ability to download and channel and do guidance and mediumship and things that some of the people who are not inner adults and they are in the field of sciences will in fact make statements such as there has never been a medium in the entirety of human history. And that makes us laugh, the actual inner adult, because we're like, wow, that's a teenager. That's what I call the emotionally immature person who is navigating life. And they're not immature because of their mannerisms. No, it's because they actually think that words have power and that they can know a truth like that versus you don't know all of it. So those are people that are not married to Shiva, whether sciences or mystic. We got 4D mystics. They're not married to Shiva either. And on that note, let's look at lovely existential psychologist Clay Routledge. He does an interview with the Well, how the supernatural world cultivates meaning in our lives. And he goes on a quest to explore the human condition, which I actually already have explored myself, and then through psychology, sociology, and existentialism for the first part of the Inner Growth Mindset book. But what I really wanted to begin talking about besides distinction. So inner adults, we are healthy self-worth. We use our left and right mode. You can be a mystic, not a mystic, don't matter. When you're channeling, you don't have out-of-body experiences in the clinical dissociative way because you're grounded in a window of welcome for your emotions. My highly sensitive emotional body actually allows me to feel really great with the depths of the heart and all of that which can arise between sadness, anger, what else? There's fear. The fear one, like I said, I finally was able to mature it. All is good. I'm so happy about that. Oh yes, the 11, 12 flight and my 14, 15, 16 fight teenager. So all my charges, we all have them. All mammals do. We can call them inner child, parts work. There's different ways the good psychologists explain it, and they share with you how it's a verb, not a noun. So you can actually always work through your implicit stuff. In fact, actually, Pat Ogden, we talked about that, where you can reorganize, and in fact, you heal the trauma stuff and the charges, and you change. So some of us didn't have to change. We stayed expanding consciousness. I'm a piece of Purusha Prakriti. It's unconditional love, pure consciousness, and pure energy, which you don't need yoga for, but if you do yoga, it'll help you get there with a good guru, like Sadhguru. Other gurus, not sure of. He's my guru, and I'd say definitely he's a good one. So on that note, though, I like the sciences people way, way more because they have data. And while supernatural is beautiful, supernatural, and I did grow up with God. I was raised in fact, a religious institution. And I learned of God and I learned of Jesus. In fact, I will say that no one represents Jesus unless they know unconditional love, because they don't know that he is or was an emotional adult who knew equanimity. And like any actual wise person, they know that words are not anything except for words. Oh, what they know is nobody knows the truth because we're married to Shiva. So that means you don't know anything more than I do. You just read a little bit more maybe, or you know subject matter. I don't know. So yeah, when you have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old with a teenager and all of those that actually looks at you as an inner adult, we don't need people like therapist Patrick Tiahan, thank you though, for being there for the childhood trauma person, survivor who will come to you for healing and get to become an adult thanks to you and your community. And as he shares, he teaches those people to learn that their boss can yell at them. It's okay, you're not in trouble. And to learn how to reparent. I don't need to reparent. I'm actually my adult, and when people try to parent me, yes, I had an adult who actually informed me very clearly. Maria, school, your life. Maria, any choice you make, your life, but as your mother, I will teach you balance. Eat well, sleep well, do all things well, and be happy well. And don't worry about anything. It'll all be good. Be polite, and don't say things that are not nice. And remember, allow people to respect you, because she didn't actually say, oh yes, let people speak to you like shit. No, the one time somebody tried to tell us, me and my twin, to actually use the words ma'am and sir, my lovely Neapolitan mother was like, excuse me, they don't need to be addressing people like that. It's unnecessary. Those are people. Please step down from this ladder and allow myself to raise my children as free-spirited children who will be growing up and knowing that they have equal value. So I learned a thing or two about, yeah, I don't do the whole ma'am and sir, but I do know a lot of people that they want the ma'am and sir. Oh my gosh, you little soldiers, very good. So on that point, here's our sciences. Robert M. Sapolsky determined a science of life without free will, while we had the existential psychologist talking about how the supernatural world cultivates meaning in our lives. So I like determined, and I also like this, but determined is more accurate in this moment in time, because a lot of people don't know about their implicit memory. They don't know about their inner child. Not any of them, unless they're having fun in life. If they do, then they know their human nature, which is love, and that's why they don't need the supernatural for meaning. So for me, God was not something I believed in with fear. No, it's the essence of love and life and equanimity, because I got held that way. I was determined, thanks to my biology, thanks to my caregiver who taught me how every human being, no matter how old they are, better respect you. Otherwise, I will make sure that they will respect you, and I will make sure that you know that you are here and are equal to anyone else out there. So I got this thing called, you can be yourself, Maria, and then, lo and behold, besides secure attachment, I got the agency of self. And then that drive, yes, very much. So with determined, what I got to learn in a short interview that he has with this guy, who I forget the name of his podcast, was that they did a study with baboons, who basically, because the big bad baboons were always grabbing food and pushing around the other male baboons, that they got sick and died. And so what remained in the baboon herd were the nice baboons. And so we know about men and toxic masculinity and how they do things like that in their survival mode, which indicates, though, they're also lack of intelligence, because, you know, they could have stopped going to grab the food. But anyways, long story short, the baboons that are the nice baboons actually got other male baboons to come into their circle, because they do this thing when the baboons are teenager. And lo and behold, they had a whole generation of better baboons, male, who were nicer and equanimous. So they learned how to be masculines with their feminine. And the feminines learned to be able to also just be around nice, men. And I didn't want to make this about gender, but then again, we do have a bit of toxic masculinity out there. And as a woman, I can definitely say, when I heard that, I was like, I'm not surprised that, the big men who think they're strong got, what they deserve, basically, because they pushed around all the other people. And that's how I feel about people who actually think our nature is to be aggressive. It's not. We have a left and right mode of the brain. Just some people don't learn how to use it. And some of us do. And lo and behold, we're done for today. Have a good one.